The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
No, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke on Living a Primal Lifestyle. I hope everything is right in your world, your primal world, to be exact. How's it going, Paige?
It's going great.
It's Friday. What could be better? It's always the favorite day, of the year.
Of the week.
Of the week, yeah. Of the year, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, the number here is 877-927-6648. Please give us a call if you have any questions or comments or want to bring up a subject that involves your health, your welfare, your freedom, anything to do with what we call living a primal. Exactly.
First, primal meaning first.
Exactly.
First, important.
And the important thing is I just got a new newsletter out there, Paige, and we're going to discuss a couple of topics about it and see what you think about it. The first thing on it, and that hits you right away, is this picture of mechanically separated chicken on page 1 here.
It's amazing when you look at that. It's just so disgusting. I mean, it just looks like something that's that's fake. And what people aren't realizing that this is what all chicken nuggets in the fast food restaurants are made from.
Yep.
And even when you go into your grocery stores and you buy bags of breaded chicken nuggets for your kids, because that's what it's made from.
And it's also going into the hamburgers because they don't want to waste anything. So they're besides the 100% beef, that's about 7% beef, and the rest of the stuff is this pink stuff. Anyway, on the first page, there's a video of how it actually works. So
if you get the newsletter, you can just click and there see it. It's great.
If the picture doesn't gross you out enough, you got the video there. The second thing is the manly herb, and this really talks about herb gardening and how it's really important to have herbs in your life because that's really what vegetables are made out of. The greeny part of the vegetable is kind of the herb, and I think it's important to realize that there are a lot of wild things that are probably in your garden or in your parks or in a wild area near you that actually is food and can be used.
In our yards, actually, we are using pesticides and so forth to kill certain green things that come up. And if you really were to take... well, we don't use it, but we know that people are all over the place worried about having odd blades in their yard. And some of these would sustain you in the event of something happening. I mean, dandelion greens are wonderful. There's a bitter herb. And so, when I became aware of the danger of, different herbicides and so forth, I just said to my people, look, I just want to keep it healthy and watered and whatever. As long as it's green, I'm happy.
Yeah. In fact, I was sitting at Professor Eduardo de Lima's house the other day, and we were having a beer after jiu-jitsu, and we were talking about stuff like this. And he says, how many people do you think in this neighborhood is using Roundup? And I said, everybody. And that's really what's going on. I mean, everybody's spraying the stuff in the cracks of the sidewalk, which, kind of makes sense. But, you're going to selectively go around the yard because it's a heck of a lot easier than digging the darn thing up. And that's why people use it. Okay,
so a safe way to kill these weeds is to heat water, make it warm water, and then take your toxic salt, because I've all talked about how the chemical salt you buy in the grocery stores is not good for you, but it is good for killing weeds. Oh, cool. So you can make a heated saltwater solution, get your thing, spray it on it, so just make that your thing and your weeds will die.
There you go.
So, and eliminate that Roundup.
I love it.
Because, even though it's going on the sidewalk, you're walking on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you're dragging it all over the place.
Yeah, exactly, and your feet. Your feet and your hands are where we get the greatest absorption.
Well, what scares me is the groundwater. I mean, it seeps through. I mean, this stuff doesn't really get locked in. It locks into the grains of sand and things and the weeds. Yeah, it has good adhesive power, but eventually it lets go. And it gets into our environment completely.
Yeah, no, it just needs to be completely eliminated from your life. And that's really what we're talking about, you guys, is that we're trying to outline some of these things that, being primal, being healthy, it is a 360-degree thing.
Yeah.
It's not just what you eat in your mouth. It's what you put in your skin, because anything you're putting on your skin, you're actually eating. It's the things you breathe. It's the things that are around you when you sleep.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of look at our health as an environmental project as well, right?
Yeah, and then page 4, we have a new study that proves Bt toxins in genetically modified organisms are toxic to animal blood.
Hello.
Yeah, and that's us, folks. And it's toxic. They're feeding, of course, all animals with it, including us. And so, you need to really know about this. And there's a whole study in here, and there's links to the study itself. And this talks about the study and how it can affect us.
There are health-minded physicians that, and people like myself that are trying to encourage people to get healthier, and simply by eliminating some of the top offending foods and all genetically modified.
That's a big step right there.
And a lot of people's health conditions will disappear.
Yeah.
So, it's about a process of elimination.
Yeah. And the next article, then scientists officially link processed food to the autoimmune diseases. And this is kind of linked to the GMOs, but any processed food is going to have some GMO in it probably, but for sure it'll have the grains in it, it'll have the high fructose corn syrup in it, it'll have the what's that other chemical to enhance the flavors?
MSG.
MSG. So all these things are being used because it'll help preserve the packaged foods, the processed foods, whether they're meats or they're grains or anything that's not good for you. So.
Can I just make a comment about this? Because it brought up something. One of my mentors was, I was listening to a lecture that he was making, and the discussion was, someone called in with autoimmune disorders, and his answer was, we're the only country that has really bought into this idea of autoimmune disease. Now, any of you that have a diagnosed autoimmune disease, just hold on for a second, okay? Okay. So really, the reality is an autoimmune disease infers that the body is attacking itself. Well, I'm going to say that I kind of agree with my mentor here in that the immune system is the most fabulous, wonderful system that anyone could ever imagine, created by our Creator, knows perfectly how to do things if we would stay out of its way. And an autoimmune situation is actually the body working on getting an infectious, toxic substance, and or you've heard me use the word I use, a stealth bug, a low-grade unknown infection, and the body is simply trying to go after it, and sometimes our body gets in the way, and it's collateral damage. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, there's so much poisoning going on in the body that it might be overwhelmed.
We're completely poisoned, and yes, but the body is not dumb. The immune system, so of course autoimmune disease is happening because our bodies are dealing with the onslaught of toxins. We have too many things that we don't need in our bodies and not enough of the ones we do.
And all the diseases pretty much are inflammatory types of diseases. So and that ties right to the autoimmune disease. It's also an inflammatory disease. But it's an inflammatory disease of the whole system that's trying to heal you. But the emergency truck is around the corner, folks.
Well, for example, I think what it is that they like to infer that the body's just dumb and it doesn't know what to do and it's attacking itself. Absolutely not. It's attempting to try and save your life. Yeah. And how many people, we talk about people that have rheumatoid arthritis and they give them methotrexate, which is a chemotherapy agent, right? Yeah. Well, what are they doing? They're trying to kill a bug. Yeah. But meanwhile, they kill a lot of other stuff, So why don't we just use energetic testing and determine what substance works to help eliminate the low-grade infection? Yeah. And then the body's not under attack.
And try to find a natural substance.
Yeah.
And the next thing is on page 6, long-term cholesterol drug use doubles the risk of breast cancer in women.
200% increase.
200% increase. And there's a lot of studies in here and a lot of links, so you need to really look at that. Another thing, the next article is don't eat your fruits and vegetables without this. And if you're in tune with the primal diet, you probably know that this is some kind of fat or some kind of oil.
Exactly, because it's really our fats that help us. Our fat-soluble vitamins are what help us cleave the minerals out of the deep green leafy vegetables. for example, or the fruits is what we're saying, So that's
well,
why
you need fuel to carry all these nutrients, and
right.
the fuel is fat. You can use sugar, but the sugar usually destroys what it brings along.
Well, you got so much sugar like in the fruits. Yeah. What a great way to have in the summer, have your berries with some real raw cream on them.
Yeah.
Have your greens sauteed in real grass-fed butter. You've got the fat-soluble vitamins. There is no better way to get your nutrients.
Yeah.
And this is what I run into is a lot of times people are in, I lead a healthy diet, low fat, I eat my fruits and vegetables. Well, you're not getting any benefit of your fruits and vegetables if you don't have the fats. That's the fat-soluble nutrients usually derived from animal sources to help you carry those nutrients into your body. There was one, you're on this page, there's one spot where they said, it showed that people that ate an avocado, for example, which is a fat fruit,
right.
absorbed, along with other foods, absorbed 4 times more nutrients.
Yeah.
So eat your fat with your fruits and veggies.
Yeah. We did a great thing last Saturday. We got home after shopping and stuff, and we decided we didn't want to fix a big meal. And I says, I'm not really in the mood for anything. She says, well, why don't I fix an omelet? I said, yeah. So we go into the refrigerator, and we have this big vat of lard there from the bacon grease that we have on Sundays. So she used that to fry the eggs, and then we put some vegetables and some goat cheese and stuff in it. It was unbelievable. Of course, with the bacon taste already in there, it was just amazing.
Yeah, you didn't have to recook any bacon.
No.
Do you remember that when you were a kid and your grandmother always had a jar? Maybe it was under the sink and they didn't waste any of their grease.
No, it's always pour it into it. You strain it sometimes depending on what you're using it for. But if you want some great tasting chicken, you take that bacon lard and fry your chicken in that, and you don't need any breadcrumbs, nothing. You just fry that chicken in there.
Now again, remember, you want to make sure you're getting healthy bacon.
Yeah, of course.
Right, right. So it all kind of goes back to that.
Yeah. And next is why we think we need supplements, and this is a really in-depth article. I advise you to read it. You're going to get a lot of information about why we need vitamins, what kind of supplements to get, and things like that. Article here also about exercise, that it can help lower stroke risk, which is a no-brainer. Then I got some great recipes, and I put a little...
A beet brownie recipe.
Yeah, I found this on the web, and I thought, how unusual. I haven't made it yet myself, but...
You guys know beets beat the disease. There's people that have reversed some of those really incurable diseases with a beet. Yeah. Look at the color, look at the shape, and you can hide them in. I've never had a beet brownie, but it makes me want to make one.
Yeah, and then it's got spicy green pasta, and this is some pasta made out of some greens. So.
Oh, the pasta is actually out of greens.
Yeah.
So it's not a grain-based pasta.
No, it's not. There's no grains in it.
I think it looks like.
Yeah, it is zucchini. Yeah. And then I've got some great warm-up exercises that I use myself, and these are really good to warm up. They look like they're difficult, but once you get the hang of it, they're pretty cool. And then I've got a lot of stuff about, of course, the links and everything are in here for all those videos and everything that we talk about.
It's just absolutely a value-packed newsletter.
That's for sure. $5 for each one, so it's $10 a month, and you get 2 issues free for the first 30 days. So please check it out.
And you can stay on top of the latest stuff in Primal Living.
Yeah. And I got a guest coming up at the end of the month. Nora Gaddis called me, and she's going to be a guest on the show at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. And Paige and I will be right back. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
You've heard Nico De Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back to the program, folks. It's Nico and Paige on Living a Primal Lifestyle. We have Chris from Denver on the phone, and welcome to the show, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. Hey, I was taking a look at your newsletter, man. I almost had to go to the bathroom and relieve myself looking at that picture.
Yeah, when do you see the video?
Oh, my word. Anyway, thanks for all you do in the newsletter.
Thank you.
So I have a lady friend of mine, aged probably about 48. She had some thyroid issues where she was cycling between hypo and hyper a few years ago, going through a lot of stress and stuff. That's all been straightened out, but her hair has remained a wreck. It's slow growth, it's brittle. And so I wanted to get your collective insight in terms of what we could do in terms of supplementation possibly to help put that back on track. I have a couple of ideas in terms of maybe Shilajit or Hoshiwu in herbs, but I wanted to get your input.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a subject that's near and dear to my heart because I can relate. I mean, I don't think there's many women today. I think actually hypothyroidism is an epidemic. And you mentioned that she had cycled between hypo and hyper. Was she actually diagnosed as Hashimoto's or autoimmune thyroiditis?
I couldn't tell you for sure.
Yeah, right. So so she's kind of straightened out. She's probably under a doctor's care with some type of thyroid supplement, are you thinking?
Chiropractor. It had something to do with histamine levels, I think, were being adjusted.
And usually histamine levels are high when we're kind of a little bit estrogen dominant. and estrogen dominance tends to cause the thyroid not to work well. She is very similar to the type of woman that I work with all the time in my office, and one of the things I want to say is that it's very important to, we need adequate protein in our diet. We need good fats, healthy fats, to have beautiful hair, skin, and nails, and the thyroid. If we're not getting enough protein, then we'll see trouble, or if we're not digesting our food, comes back to step one, then we're going to see that the body needs the protein for rebuilding other cells, Chris, and the hair is kind of low on the totem pole. You follow me? So it gives you an idea that your body's busy utilizing what it gets. Does she eat? Is she an omnivore, or does she avoid protein, or does she eat a pretty well-balanced diet?
I would say it's a pretty well-balanced diet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think your choices of those Chinese herbs are a good choice. I think, it takes a while to see that. I have a product that I use in my office, and if you want to email me, you can have her call me, and I'd be glad to ship it to her. We've seen good results. It's got a kind of unique ingredient that helps hair growth, and it was designed by a doctor who lost her hair working over near the Chernobyl situation. So she kind of formulated this, and it works. Like anything, it's going to take a while. But it sounds to me like she's got a health-oriented doctor that's working with her histamine levels high. It's a good sign that she's estrogen dominant, and I would probably want to work with her on restoring digestion a little bit. Believe it or not, if you are getting all your nutrients but you're not breaking them down, which we usually aren't after 40, we're not going to get the kind of growth. The other thing is I'd want to take a look at her age and look at her liver gallbladder status. I mean, we change our oil in our car and we change our filters, but we're not real good about doing it in our bodies. And about that age, women need to really do some gallbladder cleansing, and there is nothing that'll take 10 years and make your hair and skin look better than doing some really good gallbladder cleansing. So, and I have a really great protocol for that.
Yeah, and of course your gallbladder is really necessary to assimilate all the fats, and if you're eating healthy fats, that is really going to help stimulate your hair growth, your nail growth, and get your protein to work better for you.
And I want to say something else, Chris, that you wanted her to be aware of, is that 97% of the, maybe it's not that much, 80% of the active form of thyroid, T3, is actually manufactured in the liver. And the liver and gallbladder are partners. And you mentioned her histamine levels were high. Maybe she was suffering with, did she have some itchy eyes and allergy type reactions when those histamine levels were high?
Those are great questions. It was before I knew her, though.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? It sounds to me like a story I've heard before. I'd be happy to work with her. Please, because you're a listener, have her give her my email, Paige at TFNN.com, and I'll be glad to talk with her a little bit and see if there's something I can direct her to do or send her if we decide on that.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate your call.
And, what he's talking about there, thyroid issues, we're seeing this. I think, it's a situation that we have in this world that's just...
every client that I get, I pretty much sending over to you because all the women that come to me always seem to have different problems with the thyroid, they're searching. Some don't get their period, some have their period all the time. I mean, it's just an epidemic. It really is.
The metabolism's off, men and women.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, men ignore it, usually. So we'll be right back, folks. Pick up my Health Signals newsletter while you're at it, and it's 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, Visit the front page of TFNN.com today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position, for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the program, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle, and the number here is 877-927-6648, and please pick up our Health Signals newsletter. We just talked about the whole thing, and we're speaking to Chris in Denver about the thyroid issue with his girlfriend, and of course we're always talking about the oils and that, but we're primal living too. The other toxic thing that women have. And the women seem to be having more problems.
It's men and women, but when you start to go down the list, you realize that women are really, exposing themselves to a lot of toxins.
I'm talking about makeup and
Exactly.
sunscreens and the deodorants and all the conditioners and the shampoos, and most of these mainstream companies are using materials that I can't even pronounce. I don't know what they're really
It's
about.
exactly like the food. They are not putting things in the food to benefit you. They're putting things to benefit their shelf life and their cost. The same thing goes with cosmetics and daily use items, and so what we want to do, and again, this is where if you're a subscriber to the newsletter, we're going to take the workload off of you, because this whole quantum health, having health from all direction requires making changes in all directions. It means changing how you sleep, how you breathe, what you eat, what you use. And we both have our favorite things we do, and we've kind of streamlined down, but we kind of wanted to go over some of these cosmetic things and kind of going back. There's kind of 5 major types of chemicals that are really bad.
Yeah.
Okay? And just to hit them a little bit, but you know, while you're listening to this, think about how women in particular really give themselves that exposure. You know, parabens. Well, parabens are in everything from shampoos, conditioners, to makeup, to toothpaste, to lubricants, to shave gel. I mean, on and on, parabens. So you got to start looking at the label on these cosmetics. And, you know, I know it's unreasonable to think you're going to throw things out, although I would do it. Especially if you're having a severe health challenge. We call it a pantry, you know, clean out, cupboard clean out, just start fresh. But if not, you just say to yourself, you look at it, if it's got any of these offending ingredients, this is ingredients, this is the last time you're going to buy it.
Well, the parabens are kind of like these PCPs, the chemicals that are using in plastics, and they really do leak out. So they're not a formula that is very safe to use, and they are in everything.
So the ones I want you to kind of keep in mind: the parabens, the phthalates, which are nail polish, fragrance, hairspray, and deodorant. Triclosan, which is the hand sanitizers. I just floors me when I see people putting these endocrine disruptors on. Those are being phased out, by the way. But, you know, again, triclosan is killing the good bacteria. Remember, we want to keep our good bacteria. Fragrance or fragrance oils. You go into the cosmetic counter and all these fragrances that you're spending $100 for, they're really very toxic, carcinogens and all kinds of stuff. And then UV filters. We were talking to Chris about thyroid issues, and, you know, we've been kind of conditioned to slather on sunscreen at the first hint of sun exposure. Wrong. These are very toxic ingredients. We need to use common sense about the sun, and that these, a lot of these oxybenzones and so forth that are in sunscreens actually put a real damper on our thyroid function, inhibiting the activity of the thyroid, depressing T4 and T3, which are T3 being the active.
Yeah. So in a sense, your body is so busy trying to get rid of these chemicals that you're putting on that it's not going to work in a natural way. So it may be blocking your skin, it may be exposing you to more chemicals, but what it's not doing, it's not helping you in any way get the benefit from the sun.
Exactly. And, you know, so we go on, and we understand that, you know, people will say, oh, living organic is expensive. I'm telling you now, if you change the products you use, your cleanser, we didn't even get into what's in cleansers, you know, cleaning your house. And we have a lot of tips about that. But we're going to put in, I think, we're going to put in one of our links and resources that will always be in the newsletter. Newsletter's going to get really fat.
Yeah, it sure is. Lucky it's not paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this like 100% pure, bright,
here's
bright.
Some brands.
Some brands. So we're going to put those in there so you can go to these companies and start using some of their products and phasing yourself out, unless you want to, of course, do like we do and toss these things out.
Right. And, you know, I mean, we get down to... by the way, many of you, if you want to go in the archives and watch the show I did while Nico was away, the mouse was playing, with my friend Jen Devlin of Celtic Complexion. She has a tremendous rating with the Environmental Working Group. So that's something you can do. You can go to EWG, environmentalworkinggroup.org. And Jeffrey Smith's organization has done a lot of work in rating companies. So if you just have a nice little break there, get a couple of your products and see if they've been rated by the Environmental Working Group and what kind of rating they have. So that's something that you can do, and we're going to give you a couple leads on some companies that do, and then I hope to maybe give you some recipes of things to make, you know, as an aromatherapist.
Our producer is asking, what's in Kaboom Cleaner?
I don't know, but
you can look it up, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, we'll go to. Well, maybe on a break, let's check it out at the Environmental Working Group.
Well, you keep talking, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So, you know, we kind of look at things like from makeup. There's a couple of lines, ladies, that one called 100% pure. They use food grade plant based ingredients. Bite Beauty. They create a lipstick that's safe to eat, and there's a lot of stuff in the news right now about the lead levels in ladies' lipsticks. So I have not used their product yet, but I'm going to take a look at it. Josie Moran is someone who's got a great line. She uses argan oil. So start looking at clearing out the toxic chemicals and put the things that are on your face that are making you beautiful, let them be beautiful themselves. We even get into some skin and body care. Weleda is a European company that does essential oil-based skincare. Dr. Bronner's, is all ingredient, mostly oils, including coconut and castor oil, and often have essential oils. And you can make a lot of your own cleansers using Dr. Bronner's soaps and so forth. Well, this goes on and on. We're going to put this in here.
Yeah.
But again, that's why you want to get the newsletter, because when we find these things, it's going to help you to find some good resources. You know, sunscreen is something that I really, really struggle with, because, you know, particularly women, as they get, you know, in our age group, they're worried about the sun and aging. They're just absolutely terrified that the sun is going to give them wrinkles, and I say it's going to be free radicals in your body that's going to give you wrinkles.
So if you wanted to use a sunscreen, what's a good substitute?
Well, as an example, and I'm just going to use it from a makeup standpoint, Jen Devlin, that was here with Healthy Complexion, all of her products have zinc, no titanium dioxide, but zinc oxide.
Yeah. And that was the original white stuff that you put on your face.
Well, yeah, but see, I use that. I have a little skin-tinted, it's a skin-tinted natural sunscreen, so and that's what I wear on my face, and it doesn't look weird, does it?
No, I can't tell.
And I really like her things. If CelticComplexion.com, let her know that, you know, you heard about it from
and just zinc oxide by itself is a great sunscreen if you want to just
Well,
block
they've
the
got
sun.
it now that are clear. You know, it's kind of a clear version. So that's what my recommendation would be. But again, my recommendation is not to cover yourself with sunscreen. It would be to use your common sense in the sun. If you are out for a long period of time, get some nice sun protective clothing, wear a pretty hat, wear some nice sunglasses, protect the face from the décolleté.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Out in the back of my near my pool, I've got an area where there's some fungus and like mildew growing. So if I'm going to use that kaboom that the producer's talking about, or anything, or even like the shower stuff that you spray after a shower, all these things have these products in them that we're talking about that we don't want to use. They disrupt our body. So what would I use now to kill the mildew on my back porch?
We could make an essential oil blend. You know, there's a lot of essential oils that kill fungus, molds. They're antibacterial, antifungal, you know, and we can make those. A lot of times what we do, and essential oils have a shelf life, and meaning that if you put them on your skin, you know, maybe they're past their prime, but they're not for killing germs on things. So, for example, if I have some balsams or some firs or some conifers, and some lemon like has a year shelf life or so forth.
Right.
So maybe it's time to have a, you know, home cleaning, a green cleaning party, and so then I make up my batches as it starts to get aged. So yeah, we can talk about that. There's also some oxygenated kind of bleach-like products, you know what I mean, non-bleach bleach.
Yeah. Well, what did our grandparents use?
Oxy-Power is better.
Okay.
So what did our grandparents use for mold and mildew?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, maybe we need to find out.
Grandfather's gone.
I know. You know, deodorant. That's another thing. You know, let's just talk about you know, deodorant, guys. I think we talked about this a little bit last week.
Yeah, we did.
You know, you're not supposed to. This is a spot we're supposed to use to get rid of toxins.
These are our private areas under our arms and wherever else, and to block these natural pathways for our body to eliminate things doesn't seem like the logical thing to do.
Well, I like talking about this because this is something men and women both need. And you mentioned last week that you use the Thai crystal, you know, which is the salt oil, and the little magnesium oil. There's one here called the Primal Pit Paste, and if you get the newsletter, boom, you can click on it. It says the best deodorant ever. It's coconut based, so you can probably eat it in a pinch.
No, it's going to be in the next one. It's not in this one's.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but what I was going to say is that I have a product that I use, and you can use it for wound healing. It's oxygenated. It's called Ozene Gel, and it's ozone infused olive oil. Now, so if you use too much of this, so you buy this jar, and you put like the size of my little tiny fingernail. You put it on your finger, and you go like this. You like this, and I also have some like lavender spray, and it'll work for 3 days. And if you have a wound, you know, it's a great wound gel. It's olive oil. So that's, to me, that's the best. And let's say you know, like you had a shirt or something and your clothes got lost and the plane lost your stuff, you know, your clothes will stay ozonated. So that's kind of a nice thing,
You know, the thing I like about Best is this is a huge, long article, and they got so many things listed, and all these products, and then you go down, there's a men's product, and they have like 2 or 3 things listed. So we got it pretty easy, guys. I mean, it's much easier being a guy than a girl when you're talking about cosmetics and cleaning up your life and with these chemicals. There's no doubt about it.
You know, something that I read in this article, too, is it was kind of like, you know, a lot of people, as they go primal, they just stop using stuff altogether. Well, I just don't think that's going to happen. But I do want to make a point. You know, how many of you guys and ladies get in the shower and literally soap your skin up every time, whether it be an organic soap or anything? I mean, do you like lather all your skin?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't.
Don't you?
I mean, why do I want to dry out my skin? I've got this wonderful fat lipid layer of protection
well, I'm using
with
stuff
my...
that won't dry out.
Well, I know, but I just think people over soap.
That's a possibility, no doubt about it.
There's certain little spots that need to be soaped up.
Yeah, yeah.
But
well, after jiu-jitsu, I need to be soaped up, I'm telling you.
You know, in Ayurvedic, and you're right, because you're on mats where there's bacteria and everything. But see, what I would like to do is help you make like a big pump bottle of castor oil. We'd put a little bit of olive oil in it, okay? And then we'd put some antibacterial essential oils. So you're kind of like washing with a, you know...
I'm willing to try it, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but so just think about that too, and all of a sudden you're going to find that you're not spending your money. And I think women, if we really added up all the stuff we spend on our, you know, stuff, it's a huge amount of money, and then you can spend it on your good quality food.
I think that's a better way to go. And like I've said many times on the program, our lives have gotten simpler being on a Primal Lifestyle because we've tossed a lot of things out. The food is a lot easier because I just have to think about, okay, what am I going to eat animal-wise and what I'm going to throw with it. Okay,
just a little more information. I was listening to what you said, I'm sorry. But Environmental Working Groups, I was correct. It is EWG.org, and you go to the Skin Deep. And when you go to Skin Deep, then that's where you can get all kinds of information about
what's
chemicals.
In these products.
And I think you can actually look up your brands.
We are very, very lucky to you know, have resources on the web. I just hope this web never gets shut down.
That's kind of getting back to our whole freedom thing. I hope not too. Yeah, now Steve Rhodes is texting us, and he says, I use sun care products from Absolutely Natural, and they're located in, and we're waiting. Yeah, he's going to send us some more information. Absolutely Natural sounds like a good company. It's Absolute. Yeah, so, you know, there's, again, you know, we've talked a little bit about how companies, you know, overuse the word natural, and I'm sure he's checked into it, and it probably is a good company. But you know how you can be sure? You can start looking these ingredients up. You can go to resources like the Environmental Working Group, and you can put in the ingredients, or even better yet, put in the brand. Okay, they're located in Melbourne, Florida. So. Okay, wonderful. Well, I'll have to go check that out. Yeah. And I like dealing with companies. That and Aubrey Natural products are here right in Tampa, our Bay Area. And there's a lot of don't be just like with food, don't be mistaken to think that just because it says it's natural, it is. No, you got to do the investigation, and you got to maybe get a referral from somebody who really knows what they're talking about. And, you know, next is it 2 or 3 weeks? I've got Nora Gagatas. I don't have the date, but it's I think one of the last weekends of the month. Where's my calendar here? And she's going to be our guest on the show. She's going to be a guest on the show. Yeah, the 23rd. So that's in 3 weeks. Wonderful. That'll be a great show. Yeah, she's looking forward to talking to some of our people out there, our tagger and taggeresses. So we have a few minutes left before the break. Oh, we got about 30 seconds here. Just pick up the Health Signals newsletter, please. I put a lot of effort into this, and I really want to educate you on, you know, what's going on in our world. It's unfortunate that we really have to, you know, dig to get the good quality stuff, whether it's food or vitamins. So we're doing the digging for you. Exactly. That's what we want to do, and meanwhile we learn and we'll pass it on to you. So remember, we're not doctors, but we're giving you the best advice that we know how to give as far as to let you do your own research so you can make up your own mind. The new care is self-care, and that's what we're trying to help you do. Exactly. So we'll be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzamento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
That's right, and you better be testing the Health Signals newsletter. That's what we wanted to test. And Steve Rhodes is in the chat room. He's talking about that product, Absolutely Natural. And their number in Florida is 800-848-7623. And he says all the really good spas in Hawaii use that sunscreen, and he uses that when he's playing golf. They also make some, let me get this
natural
down
skin
here.
repair products for when you get a bit too much sun. It really works its wonders. Well, that's great. See, that's what we like. That's what we're here. We're sharing information so that it'll be better. So we'll go check that out.
He's left a link in there, and I'm going to check that out for
Maybe
sure.
add it to our list.
Another thing that I remember my dad and my mother using a lot for a lot of different things was vinegar.
Okay. See, I love folk medicine, and it's really when we get back down to the basics of vinegar and baking soda and salts and sulfur, and I like that.
Yeah, these are natural products that do nothing bad to the environment. In fact, they're part of the environment. So when we use these products, and there's so many medical things you can use, medicinal things you can use, cleaning products that you can use with vinegar. I mean, it's almost an endless stream here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And when you really think about, vinegar, most of us think of it as a tart, acidic product, but it has a alkalizing effect on the body, very much the same way that lemons do. And it's just amazing. And before I forget, there's a really cool website. You guys might want to jot this down. It's called JC Crow. And jccrow.com, and there's all kinds of, and it's about the history of, it's kind of an interesting site. I was telling you, it's a combination of Vermont folk medicine by Dr. J.C. Jarvis. Make sure I've got that right. J.C. Jarvis is the old Vermont folk doctor, and he used vinegar. I mean, there's a whole bunch of information there. Crow, not crew. Yeah. Crow. And they also on the site talk a lot about Tibetan medicine. It's really kind of an interesting fusion. You can just read about vinegar and its health benefits and get copies of the old book and how they used apple cider vinegar and why there's a lot of health in that little pocket of New England and Vermont, So that's a great thing. But just to hit a couple of the things that we know about vinegar, it has anti-infective properties. It's been used, Hippocrates used it for treating sores and ulcerations. So it's been used inside out. A lot of us now know of vinegar and water as a cleanser. Yeah. It's great. Add a couple essential oils to kind of cover the vinegar smell, but we get a real clean smell. Cardiovascular protection. While there is no known published clinical research in humans showing that vinegar reduces blood pressure, animal research in spontaneously hypertensive rats does show it has a blood pressure lowering property.
It also doesn't have any cancer properties. I mean,
anti-cancer. There is a significant body of cell and animal research available today indicating that vinegar has anti-tumor properties. By the way, this article has a lot of footnotes. It's is this in the newsletter or is this in our?
No.
Maybe we'll put that in there. But although the anti-tumor factors have not been identified, acetic acid appears to be a major player in reducing tumors. I mean, we can go on and on. Blood glucose control. It's always been a little bit of a tonic. It helps to stimulate hydrochloric acid. Vinegar is a great little toddy to have before a meal to kind of stimulate digestive fire.
Right. And then we have, of course, apple cider vinegar, which is another product that has so many different uses.
Yeah, it's a living, So the key point is we should remind ourselves regularly that a lack of scientific proof does not constitute evidence that something does not exist or is not real. We understand that much of the scientific research is done at the cost of millions of dollars, but we do have to look at some of these anecdotal things and these folk histories and give it a try and see what happens.
There's a lot of stuff out there that's not expensive that you can use and they're very healthy for you, so that's the idea. Usually can't find it in the middle of the aisle, but sometimes you can, like vinegar. Folks, that's the show for this week. We'll be back next week, and hope you have a great week. And it's summertime, so enjoy yourself.
Be safe and be healthy. See you next time.
Bye-bye. And be well.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.